against it.
Anybody, not even a man. Nobody should be told what to do with their own body.
Right. So to be honest, I went from being raised in a Christian household to being agnostic. Like marriage.
Are you scared of marriage? Is that why you?
I have become scared of marriage. Success to me looked like owning a yacht. It would be more so of a Black Panther. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, me too.
Around that time, I don't even love you, right? And she was like, I said, you don't even love me. She said, I could grow to love you, but maybe
It's always gonna be good.
it might be. It might be.
Especially if you were.
If I was in my 40s, it definitely would. You're doing a little bit too much right now.
What?
We'd all be Africans in Africa, African in, you know what I'm saying?
But then we wouldn't be.
But why did he not just kill the devil if he created the devil? Marriage is not just about love. It's about love. It's about, you know what I'm saying?
Someone and she's telling you she don't want children, kids, right? I wouldn't still pursue it.
I would pursue it.
No, if she's telling you she don't want kids, you're not going to be with her and hope that she want kids one day.
I'm gonna need that shit when I'm like 70 years old. Like I'm gonna need that person.
Welcome to 1188 Outside the Box podcast, where unconventional wisdom reigns and conversations know no bounds, inspiring curiosity and self-reflection on a journey of personal growth in an authentic space to think freely outside the box. I am your host, T. Liz. This episode's guest is Sean Smith, your favorite realtor. Join us for part 2 of the Unthinkable Truths as we dive deep into often controversial conversations about the unthinkable new norms. Let's jump right in.
If you could have a sit down with any historical figure, living or dead, what would you talk about? What would you ask? What would you want to know?
The historical figure that I would probably talk to. I mean, it's kind of toss-up of Malcolm X and Harriet Tubman, right? Because like I saw like a documentary on her, and like, I mean, I would just be like, I was just amazed at like how strong she was, you know what I'm saying? And just try to like figure out her mindset of you know what I mean, what made her have the courage to do what she did, and you know what I'm saying? I think she even like fought like you know what I mean, for the union and stuff. Like it was crazy. Malcolm X, he's just intriguing because even though MLK kind of like fought for us as he fought for us to have equality through peaceful means. I think I would be more so of a Black Panther. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, me too.
Around that time. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of gravitated toward him and just.
I think though towards the end, I've read where that they were meeting a lot towards the end of MLK's life. That he was meeting with Malcolm X a lot, and he was changing his views a bit on his stance and how he was approaching fighting for us to have equal rights and to be segregated and so on and so forth. I mean, I can always agree with treating us with respect and.
But right now it's so hard to like, because they clearly, I mean, the 92%, you know what I'm saying, big up Black women that did not vote for Trump, right? Did not vote for Trump. They, you know what I'm saying, they were like the backbone of democracy and anti-fascism and just anti-racism, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, it's so like painfully obvious that how, you know what I'm saying, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about us, but at the same time, they don't give a damn about women in general, right? So because it's like,
and that's why I think Trump won. Beyond anything else, I think people voted against Kamala more than they voted for Trump.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that played a big part, and the fact that she's Black.
Yeah, all that
on top,
as well. Black
and your women. Yeah. Even though she had so many better policies, initiatives, freaking
They didn't give a
used
damn
feelings.
about
They didn't
that.
give a damn. Like they
She's a
slandered her.
woman.
They slandered her.
Mm-hmm.
They did everything they could, and then to the point where you had, and it didn't even matter to women that their daughters would lose the right to their own bodily autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy because
She's
even
crazy.
as a man,
Mm-hmm.
even as a man with no kids,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it should not be left to old white man to decide what a woman can do with her
It
own,
shouldn't be left to
her
anybody
own
else
body.
to do with what I'm going to do with my body. It shouldn't be up to nobody else to tell me.
That is crazy.
And that's
to me.
just the bottom line.
And they literally voted against it.
Anybody, not even a man. Nobody should be told what to do with their own body.
Right. But it's like so crazy. Yeah.
What are some beliefs that you strongly held in the past that I guess life happened and you've changed your mind about it, and what led to it?
So to be honest, I went from being raised in a Christian household to being agnostic. To where I feel like there is a higher power, because it's just like, how could just even our anatomy, our biology of our you know what I'm saying, of our minds and how we procreate and things like that had to come from a higher being, right? But then it's like the Bible is the word of God, right? But it's contradicting.
Expand.
So when in Genesis they say God created the earth, moon, stars, you know what I mean, and then eventually Adam and Eve, right? And then their kids, and then it got to the point where the earth was flooded, and Noah, ark, family, and animals survived the flood, and from there, life went on, right? But then, if the earth, moon, stars, Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden, Noah, blah blah blah, it goes into that. It goes in that sequence. Where does the dinosaurs come in? Right? Because there's evidence, there's fossils, there's no dinosaurs on the ark.
But they were there. They don't say there were any, right? I mean, my thing is this, because I done been all over because of my daddy, I'm a seeker, right? I done been where you are. Like, this don't make sense, that don't make sense, and how does this all make sense, right? I believe there were dinosaurs on there, in each and every kind
on the
of
earth
creature.
or on the ark.
On Earth.
On Earth, okay.
Are the creatures, and we may call them dinosaurs. The Bible might call them something else, right? That's one thing. Secondly,
so you're saying they lived, because the beginning of the Bible starts with creation of earth and then man, right?
He created animals and all that.
Right. So you're saying Adam and Eve, right, live with dinosaurs.
Amongst all those things, yes. Now, I'm saying it's quite possible, right? Because we do know that dinosaurs.
But from the timeline of the archaeology of the DNA of the dinosaurs, those DNA show that they lived millions of years before first man.
Okay, you know let me just say this, because I done been there, and I done confused myself to everything that there is, right? Buddhism, Muslim, spiritualist, stones, everything there is, right? So I would never even say Jesus Christ, because I'm like, well, if people don't believe in Jesus, they're not going to heaven. What if they're good people? What if they're this and they're that, right? And what I find is that everything is not for us to understand and put in the direct order. And for me to say that is a big deal, because I need all the pieces of all the puzzles to make shit make sense. Okay. But what I find is that through experience, I know that there's a living God, right? Through experience in reading the Bible, because now I'm reading it from not trying to decipher it and trying to make it make sense, but being led by the higher power, as you call it, the supreme being, the Holy Spirit, to read it for understanding, to gain knowledge of what I'm supposed to do to live freely and fully in my purpose on this earth, right? And so, though I still have questions, I had a good friend who I consider him to be the Bible guru, And I would go to him and be like, well, why they took the book of Enoch out? Why they did this? And why? Because there's several books in the Bible that are not in there. That if you go read it, you might see things. There are giants and all types of stuff that was in the Bible. It was explained to me that they took those parts of the Bible out because it was sort of insignificant to the I forgot what he called the Bible is called a certain thing because I'm still new to this, to what's in the Bible, the living word of what we're supposed to live by and the stories that we read and so on and so forth. So I stopped trying to make it make man sense and go read with my spiritual mind, right? And be there with the spirit to read it. Because I was in a place where I had altars set up in here, stones, sage, like all types of stuff, because I am a seeker. Right, but I was led, and I would pray every day. I would pray to the Most High God, creator of all things, from whom all blessings flow. Like you, I've always believed there was a higher being. I would go outside with the full moon, new moon, like But there's a supreme being that makes the ocean stops where it is, And then people also say, well, if there's a God, why are this tragedy happening in the earth? But tragedy happened then. But there's also we have free will. You got people who have free will to do evil, right? And so we're born with that free will each and every day, right? So I could just say to you, because it's easy to do and try to make everything make sense. Read with your spirit and get what you're supposed to get from it. Not everything is going to make perfect sense because man has numbers, spirit might not have all those things. So through my life and through my experience and through my new journey with Christ or whatever, I have seen and experienced movement in my life, and I have experienced the likeness of Job in the Bible, like experienced the likeness of so many other things that there's no way it's not true, right? Because even in Genesis and Cain killing Abel, it was said that from Jesus, the word, it was said he was there in the beginning, and that he was going to come back. And from the moment they ate the apple, it was Jesus was supposed to come back through those times since then, And it was the devil he said he was going to come back and stomp on the devil's head, and he did that. And so I can just say, don't let your curiosity keep you from salvation, right? Because we're going to always have questions. But I would say look at it without doubt. Look at it from an open heart with an open spirit, and go back to the roots of where that because we're gonna have questions. I still have questions.
Have you ever asked the Bible guru guy something to the nature of, if God is above all things and created all things, then why did he not just kill the devil if he created the devil?
Because the devil is an angel. I did ask him this, actually. I saw it somewhere where they were like...
But didn't he create the angels? Too?
Yeah, but they all have free will too. So the devil has to, just like we have to repent, the devil has to repent too. He can repent and he can be forgiven, but he refuses to do that. He could be let back in heaven too, but he refuses to do that. So he's not going to abolish and demolish the devil, because we all have free will. We all have free will.
But if he won't demolish the devil who created all this chaos, right? Way before we were even thought of.
But sometimes we create the chaos, though.
Yeah, but who what was the reasoning behind 9/11, for instance, for that amount of people to perish?
Man.
Yeah,
that was a free will of man.
But the free will of man, but God's creations, even many of his, I'm pretty sure, worshipers were in that building. You know what I'm saying? How could he allow that to happen to that extent?
There are also people who did not, because that was their fate, right? And we're not to question people's fate, right? There are also people who were supposed to be in that building who were late, who got a flat tire, who alarm didn't go off, who didn't go to the building because they were protected from that situation. And people are like, well, if they were protected, why were the others? And that's where we get to question things that we'll never really know the answer to, because our time is our time, right? And so if those people weren't in that building and did not perish, who knows the chain reaction that would have happened in their individual lives had that not happened? Who knows what happened because they did perish, right?
So you talking about some what's that movie called?
Butterfly Effect?
No, I haven't seen that, but it's that one where the kids didn't die like on the roller coaster, so then some other stuff happened to them afterwards.
Is it the Oh God, is it the Final Destination one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say that I think that everything happens in our lives for a reason. I think we're always at the right place at the right time, and that because of this, there are certain things that would not have happened or happen if that did not happen, right? So that's why I was posed with a question, which I'll ask you: if you can choose to go back to your past and change one thing, or go to the future to see the future, one thing in the future, what would you do?
To change one thing. We're talking about my personal life or like historically?
Whatever you like, but I think I meant for it to be your life. But if you want to take it and broad, I'm not gonna stop you. No, really, it's outside the box.
Yeah. Historically, man, if I could go back and get if I could change the fact that um our slaves were brought over here, I would change that.
You would change that?
Yeah, I would change the fact that I would change the fact that we were brought over here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If I had to kill Christopher Columbus or whoever, you know what I'm saying? So,
what do you think that would have changed if we weren't brought over here as slaves?
We would all be Africans in Africa, African and you know what I'm saying?
But then we wouldn't be. We wouldn't have. Though it is a very treacherous past, sad past. Some of that has made us stronger, right? And if that one thing had changed in history, imagine how many other things would be. So many things wouldn't be created right now, because we wouldn't have come the way that we came. And so that's what I asked you that because you were like, are you saying it's sort of like that if something don't happen? And I'm like, everything happens for a reason. Though it might be tough to go through. It might be the biggest trial. It might be, the unthinkable. But without that part of history, where would we be? Truly.
Who knows? But I mean, it's one of them questions.
Right. Would we even be here? Would we even be the same person? Would I even be born?
Would we even be born? But at the same time, like, I mean, we don't know. But could it have? Could it have been much better?
Yeah, you want to remove the horrible past. You want to remove the deaths and the mistreatment and the rapes and the killings and the feeding of the babies to alligators. And you want to remove the whippings and the cutting of the legs and the people who jumped to the sea on the way over here because they were like, hell no.
Right.
You want to remove, and I understand that. But if you remove that, we probably wouldn't even be sitting here. We definitely wouldn't be sitting here, but we probably wouldn't even be in existence. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying as far as like
or our ancestors that were captured. My last name is Smith. Our ancestors that were captured would be over there procreating over there.
But we wouldn't be us.
We wouldn't be us per se. We would, but I mean, we would exist.
My mama and my daddy wouldn't have met in Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't have been in New York for your mama wouldn't have met who she met. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be us. And we were created at the beginning of time. God had us on His mind, and so we had to come through how we came through. So that's why I'm, because I posed the question, and my answer to that was I would if I had to choose, I would choose to see something in the future, but I would even be apprehensive about that because seeing that might change something once I get there, right? But I definitely wouldn't change anything in my past because I changed one thing in my past that I might think was the most horrible thing, and it might just make a whole big old ripple effect changing.
But if you say, okay, I'm gonna change something in my past, like say for instance, instead of me let me say personally, instead of me going to the military, for instance, right? I would have gotten into real estate at 18, right? And be a multi-millionaire by now because of the fact that I've been in my way longer. I've gotten, you know what I'm saying? I didn't waste that much time, you know what I'm saying?
Or who did you meet in the military? Are you friends with anybody who you've met in the military?
I'm friends. I have a few friends that I'm in contact with. One of my boys just called me day before yesterday.
Have you?
Two of them died recently.
Wow.
Yeah, two of my buddies died. Last like a couple years ago. One died from COVID. But yeah, I wouldn't have met them. But
did they impact your life, or you impact their life in any way that it wouldn't have been impacted?
I don't think I impacted their lives in any significant way. But my friend, Big Al, Michael Alexander, rest in peace. He did shape my journey, I would say, as a young adult, because I was like, I met him on my first ship, 2 ships. Met him on my first ship. Um, Big Al, as we called him. He was like, man, you should come work with us, right? The ice seaman. We got a cool job, right? And he was like, I was like, what y'all do? He said, we're like electricians, but we don't work on the lights and the, you know what I'm saying, the power and stuff like that. We work on the sound, the telephone systems, like I said, the wind speed, navigation, alarms, and stuff like that. And we have control of the ship's entertainment. So we can put whatever we want on for the rest of the ship. We put whatever. I was like, oh, that's right. We can put the music and the movies on when we're out to sea. We control all that. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that sounds cool. So I started hanging with him in his shop, right? And learning from him. And he, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like a year or 2 older than me. Just kind of took me under his wing. You know what I'm saying? One of those freaking Albie Shore types, cool guy, but he was down to earth, but he was a ladies' man. You know what I'm saying? Type, you know what I mean? The 6 foot tall, bow-legged guy. Girls loved him. And we were stationed in Hawaii at the time. So even though we were different departments, on our days off, we would hang out on Waikiki Beach. You get all the girls, I get the leftovers. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But the stragglers. But you know what I mean? Like, yo, he really like. And then eventually, I learned enough to pass the ice seaman test. You know, and then I passed the test right before to get into his shop, and right before the ship decommissioned, and then I ended up going to San Diego to go to ice seaman school, right? Even though I was already an ice seaman, right? So just the fact that he steered me and brought me into that, and then that that projected me into when I got out of the military and um, got my first like real job, I would say, in Atlanta out of the military. I got into telecommunications at Bell South. You know what I'm saying? And then that you know what I mean, kind of like put me in a position to like, you know, better myself and make some decent money and stuff like that. And then eventually, you know what I mean, that the telecommunications didn't work out, but I was able to at least like make good money before I got into real estate. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you define happiness? And what does happiness mean to you?
I define happiness with feeling loved and appreciated. If I'm in a relationship, I'm happy when I can make my girl happy, right? When I'm around my family, I'm happy if I can give them the things that they want or need to be happy. You know what I'm saying? I think I live a happy life. I just, you know what I'm saying? Of course, there's bumps in the road. So I'm like, I don't require a lot. You know what I'm saying? I have things that I prefer that I would want, like say out of a mate or whatever. But like, it's not like I don't feel like it takes a lot to make me happy. I just want somebody that appreciates what I can give.
What is success to you, and how has it changed over the years?
Success to me. Success to me is being comfortable. Being not having to worry about bills, right? Being able to do or go where I want to go, eat what I want to eat, travel where I want to travel, look out for the people who I want to look out for without no stress to my accounts. But it's changed in the fact that success to me looked like owning a yacht. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a point where like I want a yacht, and driving a Lambo, and you know what I'm saying, and living in $5 million house, like that was success to me. But as long as I am able to do the things I want to do, I don't have to have. I can still have a nice car, thing like that, and have a nice house, and then, but I don't have to have the Lambo. Even though I might still have a Lambo, but I don't have to have. I definitely don't have to have a 10,000 square foot house no more, especially with no kids, right? I've seen like 5,000 square foot houses that's too big for, you know what I'm saying, for a person, one person, or a couple. You know what I'm saying? So unless I have like a huge family, like 3, 4 kids, I don't want nothing over 3,000 square feet. Like it's just a waste of space, right? Or 3,500 max. But in the past, success was like freaking crazy shit, right? And I wanted a yacht, like, you know what I'm saying. You go out to Fort Lauderdale and go in the Jungle Queen and look at the houses and you're like, so damn, I want that.
Right, but you can
you know
still have it now, but that is not.
But it's not no longer. Yeah,
I
don't. Yeah,
success is comfort.
Yeah,
success is doing what you want, freedom of time, and the freedom
eating whatever I want, traveling if I want to travel. Success is also freedom.
Yes, indeed.
To do these things when I want to do them.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Success is like having. Now it's like having whatever income or residual income that will allow me to have the freedom that I want to
do. Understood. What's authenticity to you?
I would just say stand on business, as the word as they say today. Right? Just I'm not a fan of pretentious people. I'm not a fan of haters.
What's a hater to you?
A hater is somebody that is really envious of you and will dog you out, whether it's to your face or not, but a lot of times not. That will talk shit about you, knowing that they really like you. They really want to be you or have what you have. You know what I'm saying? I just hate fake people in general, but and I hate people that I hate racist people, right? So I don't want somebody to be smiling in my face but really dislike me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel authentic is defined as. Just be real. Be who you say you are. Do what you say you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be who you are not. There's one thing about let me just say this. There is something about the fake it till you make it, right? But I guess there's limits to that. You feel me?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? There's limits to that. Like so.
And there are situations for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, but when you're like, when you're a backstabber, when you're portraying a whole different persona, when you're dogging people out, when you're just generally not honest or loyal, or you know what I'm saying, that's just not being authentic.
It's not having integrity either, and that's not the situation. So in a relationship, whether it be friendship or romantic, it's not the time to fake it until you make it.
Right.
Because.
Right.
Yeah, in friendships, you need authenticity, you need realness, you need to be who you are, who you truly are.
Right.
If you like me and we vibe, good. If you don't like me, then stay on my
Let
face.
me go.
It's other people that you can go be around that you like. What is the point?
I hate people that
I can't be around people
waste
I don't like.
Your time. Yeah, especially in a relationship, but like I could have been dealing with somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What's the point of that?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years, hopefully, man, I'm gonna be old as a man by then.
You're old if you feel like you're old.
I ain't gonna look it though. And hopefully I get in the gym, I ain't gonna feel it. But 10 years I'll be 53 at the end of this month, so I'll be 63. Hopefully by that time I'm in a solid, maybe marriage. I don't know.
Let's
marriage.
claim
I don't
marriage.
know. Like marriage.
Are you scared of marriage? Is that why you?
I have become scared of marriage. There was a time where I was like, man, I'm gonna have my wife, and we gonna build, we gonna be a power couple, and blah blah blah. There was a time I was like 100% for that, Now it's like so crazy. Like I don't know people's intentions. Marriage now I realize is not unlike before when I was gung ho about it. Marriage is no longer just about love, right? And I had a girl.
What do you mean by that?
I had a woman that basically said to me, we had talked for a little while, didn't work out because she still had a little situation. And then when she got out of her situation, I was in a situation. And then when I got out of my situation, we're both single. So when we're both single, she was like, we should get married. Da, da, da. And don't get me wrong, I really liked her, right? But I was kind of fresh out of my situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you like, I felt like I was being rushed, right? And so, and I was like, damn, I really could maybe see long term with her and potentially marriage, right? But she was like, we should get married. And I felt like pressured. So I was like, I don't even love you, right? And she was like, I said, you don't even love me. She said, I could grow to love you. She said, I know it's there. I can grow to love you. And I'm like, my definition of marriage, especially before then, much before then, was like, it was about love, right? And she was kind of like, it's a partnership, it's a business, right? And I can grow to love you and blah, blah, blah. And then I started seeing things online, right? And hearing and talking to people about how, especially successful people, right? How, to a certain extent, marriage is not just about love. It's
not just about love.
It's about, you know what I'm saying?
Who you see your future with, a successful future you can build with, or
that you can build. Like it's more, it's kind of like a transaction, like a business transaction in a way, right? Because you're a quote unquote partner, right? And if they don't have the same mindset in certain things, then your business is going to fall apart. You know what I'm saying?
Because you do have cultures who arrange marriages, they get together, they don't even know each other,
right?
But they know the families know that they can build wealth together, right? Or build a successful life together, and then they grow to love each other, or respect each other, or just used to each other, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But I think that,
and I never grew up like that, and I see that. Yeah. And I have an Indian friend who's that's kind of like.
And I think we grew up. Sometimes we fantasize love and marriage and so on and so forth, right? Through song, through visual art, movies, and so on.
Yeah.
But for me, marriage is about love, right? But it also is about, that's what I'm saying, it's not about just looks, it's not about those things, because it could just be love, but you can love a person and they be no good for you. You could love a person and you can't build with them. You could be in a relationship with somebody and be in love with them and love them to your heart's content, but to build a life together, that can't be done. So marriage is definitely more than just marriage. It definitely is also a partnership, one that you can partner with and grow with through the different avenues of life, and create success, and know that you're going to change, I'm going to change, and we're going to commit to the deal till death do us part, to communicate, to go through, do whatever we have to do in order to sustain this marriage that we committed to. Because sometimes people get married in the presence of God. That's it. There is no divorce. We're going to make it, and we're going to try to find our way through it. So I think that it could be.
Do you feel like that?
What?
There is no divorce. Like.
Yeah, when I get married, there's not going to be no divorce.
Okay, so the presence of God. So let me ask you, because the woman told me this. She said, if you, and she was somewhat religious, but she was like, if you marry someone that's already been married, you're not really married to them.
Yeah. I'm not the one to talk to you about that, but they do say it says it in the Bible, where if you get a divorce, if there's something to the effect where if he's divorced, he's not really divorced, and if you marry this person, you marry somebody, it's adultery.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if if I would take that in consideration if I fall in love with somebody that I feel like, but it's something I never forgot, and it's been years since they told me that. I mean, I'm still definitely open to marriage. So if that's really, because I feel like marriage is really for the woman. You know what I'm saying? I go either way. You know what I mean? But I feel like, and like I said, I want to make my woman happy, and if she grew up thinking that I'm gonna get married and have kids and just want that dream that she's always had, little girl, then yeah, I mean, I want to give it to her. You know what I'm saying? If that's who I love.
Every woman, whether they admit it or not.
Huh?
I think every woman, whether they admit it or not, dreams of being married and having a wedding.
What about having kids?
I think that there are some women I know some women who have said that they didn't want kids until they had kids, and said they never want to have children, and then them having a child was the best thing they ever did. I think it has a lot to do with fear.
So let me ask you this: if a woman feels like that, right, and like you know people,
right? So if you're saying that if it's to marry, right? If it's
I'm saying for the kid part, right?
Right. So if you're dating someone and she's telling you she don't want children,
kids, right.
I wouldn't still pursue it.
I would pursue it.
No, if she's telling you she don't want kids, then you're not going to be with her and hope that she want kids one day.
And then what if she get pregnant and be like, she gonna get pregnant? If I think, oh, she gonna get pregnant and then she gonna got a baby and she just gonna,
that might happen. It might be where y'all in love, or she gets pregnant and she's not the type to go kill no babies, and she gonna have a baby.
Shit, with Trump, you can't do it anyway. No?
I'm just saying that is situation by situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely say if that's one of the things you're looking for in a woman, and she says in the onset, I don't want no children, then I definitely wouldn't pursue.
At my age, right? It's like I feel like I could go either way, but I feel like it'd be a void in my life if I don't have one, right? But I feel like, okay, if I find a girl I fall in love with to the point where I want to marry her, she does not want kids, then I just deal with it, right? But maybe it's
always gonna be in your head.
It might be. Mm-hmm. It might be.
Especially if you were.
If I was in my 40s, it definitely would be. Mm-hmm. On my 30s, yeah. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, I did have one by the time I kid graduate school. I mean,
who cares? If you're going to, because you're a young person. Yeah. Regardless of what your birth certificate say.
True.
Now, if you, so what I would say to that is, if you're meant to have a kid, if you're meant to have a seed, you're gonna have a seed.
Yeah.
It's already done.
So it's like
the baby Smith already in the works.
Yeah, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Yes. I mean, and I mean, there's women that that would have my child.
I would say stop being afraid of marriage.
I'm not necessarily afraid of marriage at this point. It's just like it's no longer like the thing that I felt like I have to do. Like I want to really do as much as I did in the past. You know what I'm saying?
And don't let nobody else put a definition on what marriage is for you. Mm-hmm. Whatever marriage is for you, let it still be that. And whoever you marry.
Marriage to me is making my lady
wife
and happy, and happy that she, and hopefully happy that she wants to spend the rest of her life with me. You know what I'm saying? And build. You know what I'm saying? So it'll come. I don't know if it.
So what we have 10 years, you're gonna be married. You're gonna have a house, and you're gonna have a 5-year-old.
I'm gonna. 10 years.
Yeah, it's about 8-year-old child.
10 years.
We're gonna put that out there.
8, but in 10 years, I'll probably say, because I got, first of all, with me, I ain't met her yet.
You don't know that?
I might have met her, but we ain't dating yet, right?
You never know. It might be a whirlwind. It might be where you meet her, or you know her, y'all come together, and y'all be all super lovey-dovey, and you be like, marry me, and she'll be like, okay, and then you get married, all of a sudden she's pregnant, and then boom, there it is. Things can happen just that fast.
You're doing a little bit too much right now.
What?
I see. Look at your face. Look at your. No, I'm the type of person.
I am not doing too much.
First of all, right? Like I'm the type of person. Like I feel like I gotta be with a person a minimum. Really, I'm gonna say normally 2 years before I even consider them marriage or child. You know what I'm saying? Mother of my child. But if she's just that female, it's still gonna be at least a year. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be married by the end of that year?
I would, if it would be a year.
And so they could still be 8 in 10 years.
Ooh, but I still gotta find her though. You know what I'm saying?
You might find her when you drive on the street. All right, I can't wait to come to the wedding.
I know, yo, look, you know what's crazy? I work with an ex-girlfriend, a girl I used to date, right? She's married now with kids, but she's like, I can't wait till you have kids so I can babysit. I'm like, you got your own kids.
Right, why are you cheering on me?
What? That's so funny. But no, I mean, yeah, you know, marriage is not necessarily marriage, but just a life partner to me is about enjoying each other, right? Building with each other, and also having someone to be there for you, especially when in your older age. You know what I'm saying? Because I was with somebody my last real relationship, um, like I was sick as a dog one time, like where I was like, and to the point I think
Knocking on heavens though.
I think well that was actually I felt like that in Vegas, like when I got food poisoning, but and also not too long ago when I caught the I don't know if it was a flu or bug, it's going around. It seemed like so many people I know have gotten this 72 hour or 1 week type of deal that they've been just trying to shake off. But I had it about a month or two ago, and I was like, couldn't get out of bed, and I'm thinking like, damn, I wish I had somebody make me some soup. Matter of fact, you made me the little concoction. You know what I'm saying? But that was after I was able to move. You know what I'm saying? Like that first day, I couldn't even move. Like, and but um, I'm just thinking like, damn, my ex girlfriend stuck a damn enema up my ass. Goddamn, clean my gut out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need that shit when I'm like 70 years old. Like, I'm gonna need that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to really die alone, right?
No.
You know what I mean? But it's like you don't want to go through the bullshit for no years and waste time with someone that you're not happy with either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so like cautious of who I get into. You
well,
know
pray about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pray.
How about you pray about it?
I'm gonna pray about it.
Yeah, and believe. Just pray about it and believe. And then I'll be coming to your wedding, and then you'll have an 8-year-old in 10 years.
You know, it's crazy. The girl that I was trying to date actually, or at least trying to see what was up with her. She was just. I was like, damn, she's really like, you know, it's weird because she's a quote unquote feminist, right? But she's really, I think she's really like nurturing. Like she, when I was like a little sick, like I was getting over it. But oh, no, actually no, when I had some issues with my foot, right? I had I think it's gout, uric acid, whatever. She came over and she like rubbed my ankle, and, you know what I'm saying, and cleaned up my kitchen for me because I was basically on crutches. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't walk. Right? And I'm like, man, she really could be like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I could see myself with, and da da da. But then she's like, but I don't want kids. I'm like, damn, you have a lot of qualities.
Did she say why?
She did explain why, and she just went, but ultimately it was just like she never had the desire to have no kids. Period. And I was like, sad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's had a rough upbringing, but at the same time, it's like I know a lot of women have a rough upbringing. You know what I'm saying? But she did have some reasons. I thought that was like nothing that major, right? But at the same time, it's like her what she wanted. She didn't see for herself. And then was like, I'm the type of person I don't want to force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do,
right?
Because you're not gonna resent me,
right?
Especially
by no child,
especially a child,
and then resent you and the child,
right? I'm looking at my child like this. I don't even like this little nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Looking at my kid like, you don't even like this nigga. This nigga that made me have this baby. He looking at me, baby, looking at me crazy. Nah. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass on her. She was cool though.
That's good that she was cool. As long as at least you
I text her today. Matter of fact. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Things I want to do.
3 words. I'm gonna give you 3 words. You're gonna pick one and expand on it. Justice, satisfaction, or intention?
I'm gonna say justice because I just feel like there's been such a lack of justice for us people. You know what I'm saying? And whether it's you know, the judicial system against our race to the um, to the killings of unarmed black people, to the mistreatment um, of them and in the court system, um, and the inequalities in in the workforce. I just think that it's just hard to change. I don't see, I mean, how we can. I mean, I feel like we are making some gains.
Like turtles.
Yeah, but like we're making some gains, but with like boycotts, even though it could be stronger, you know what I mean, against these corporations and things that think that they can just do whatever and still get our money. You know what I'm saying? Um, and and I feel like we should hopefully we can keep that up and show the ruling class as they're called that without us like they will really crumble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely think it's going to take financially. I think it'll take for us to band together for just justice in general, but on a financial standpoint, being that we spend trillions of dollars a day in this society, that if we stand together and band together for these boycott days of not spending money, that we would win. We would definitely show them it's not enough that they're going to do it. But I try to do it, or I did it the last time, and we'll continue to do it. But it's going to take for us to be impactful. It's going to take for more of us to understand that it will work. But there are a lot of us who are like, "Oh, y'all, good luck with that, y'all." But then you complain about the injustices and you complain about things that need to be done. And then when we make moves as a people, which we have social media, so many platforms that could band us together to do these things, people sleep on.
That's the problem with us now because, and they've done the colonizers, have done such a good job with separating us. It's hard for us to get back together because there's so many facets of our culture now, right? Whereas some facets of our culture has gained success, right? I even have classmates, right, who feel like, oh, well, if you haven't done this, this, and this, then you're just making excuses, right? These are black people. But then you have other parts that say, well, yeah, I know that, but it's taking me longer because I had to start here because of this, 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 and this. And it's like to them, other people, they don't matter. And mind you, these are still black people talking. So, and then to the point where I see politicians, you got Herschel Walker, you got the other guy's name, and you got Byron Allen, Byron Williams, you got Tim Scott, you got people like those, the raccoons, right? That if a race war broke out, they'd be on the other side. So you can't even tell who is really with you. You know what I'm saying? So how are you going to tell? Like, how are you going to organize? You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have the infiltrators with the same skin color running to the other side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Telling them, oh, they get what, bro? How you think? Why you think? Um, Malcolm X ain't here. How you think? Um, the Black Panthers um got dismantled because of you know what I'm saying?
Traitors.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Traitors.
It's like
selling
if that shit was, and we were more unified then.
Right. Imagine now.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So.
Anyway, Sean, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful talk. This has been way more than the hour and a half that I said, but that's why it's gonna be worth the edit. So
I'll be cutting out the good stuff. I'll be saying. It's a lot of good shit.
I won't. There's all good stuff. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate you for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Did you feel free to speak?
No. I might have to get some people. I got some interesting people you may want to talk to.
Well, I'm ready. Tell them I'm ready. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to 1188 Outside the Box podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and also comment and let me know what you like or dislike about it. Also, remember to visit us at 1188 OutsideTheBox.net and visit our store and shop the collection. Until next time, remember that life is meant to refine us and not define us, and that growth ain't optional, it's a lifestyle.